So I wanted to make a video, but I didn't want to put makeup on, and so I didn't. And so this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get to know me better through my words and by my face, because this is what I look like. But because makeup's not real. But I have been learning something over the past few months. God's been teaching me something, and I wanted to share it because I know a lot of other people who are in this space as well, or in this spot, the same one as me. And so I don't feel like I have anything I'm striving towards right now. And before you think that's just the boldest statement ever, just give me like 1 sec, okay? But I don't feel like I have this huge life milestone that I'm reaching right now. I just graduated college, and that was kind of the last one in my foreseeable future. And so that's been really discouraging at times. That's been really sad to me. I've faced a lot of discouragement in that just because I'm such a go, go, go person. Like, I'm the person that wants to change the world today. And so the fact that I can't even, like, find anything more exciting than matching my pair of socks for the day sometimes is, like, discouraging. But God has really done so much in that. He's rewired my brain and my heart so much because I've realized that 90% of life is waiting. Only 10% are those huge milestone moments. And before, all of my time was spent pushing myself towards those 10% moments. And that was exhausting because then I'd get there, and then I'd pass that moment by, and then I'd be discontent again. I'd be discontent leading all the way up until it, be happy for like 1 second, like for instance when I graduated college, and then the next thing I know, oh, I need to find a job, you know? And so that's just one example of my whole life. But I know so many other people who struggle with that because I think just by the nature of this generation, we are obsessed with being better. We're obsessed with improving ourselves, improving our situation, reaching our goals, getting to those high points in life, and that's awesome. Like, yeah, have goals. I have goals. Okay, I look like I don't right now, but I do. I have dreams and I have aspirations, and I'm gonna reach them, and I'm excited about it. But if that's all I'm ever looking at, then that's where depression comes from, and anxiety and worry over the lack of control that I have over my life. Because God keeps us in waiting a lot. He keeps us in waiting a lot because that's where the tests come from. That's where he tests our endurance. That's where he tests our stamina and our strength, and especially our trust. And I feel like that's exactly where I've been. And he's been testing my trust of him. And sometimes I get really frustrated, and I'm just going to be honest for a second. Sometimes I get in my car and I'm sassy. I'm I'm normally kind of sassy, but to God, sometimes I get accidentally really sassy. And I'm like, hey, I don't know if you forgot about me, and I don't know if you forgot, but I am like trying to find a job here. Like, and God's like rolling his eyes like he's never rolled them before. But God knows, and he's kept me here for so many reasons, and I see that even though I'm still in the season of waiting, and I recognize like he's doing so much right now because he is developing me, and he has taught me, this is the biggest lesson I've been learning, peace of heart. And I had no clue what that meant until this season, that I can be in the busiest time of my life but still have peace of heart. And what that means is your heart is quiet enough to hear God whisper to you, quiet enough to feel him tug you in a certain direction that you couldn't notice if you were so focused on everything else going on around you. So now that I don't have a lot going on around me, all I'm waiting for is God to pull me in a direction. All I'm waiting for is for him to give me a whisper. And so when I hear it, I follow it, and then something extraordinary happens. And he's been teaching me that. The Bible talks about be faithful in a little and he'll give you much. And that's what I feel like my days have been. Because on my agenda for tomorrow is eat and go to a job interview. Woohoo, really exciting stuff. Same thing I've been doing for, I don't know, forever. And so that doesn't seem exciting, but I promise you that tomorrow I'm going to wake up with so much excitement because I know that God's agenda for my day is so much different than mine. And if I'm quiet enough, if my heart is quiet enough to listen for those moments that God is trying to pull me into, and I obey and I step into that, then something incredible always happens. And my day turns from boring and ordinary to exciting. These past few months have been some of my favorite of my whole life, even though I've done literally nothing at all. Like, I've done nothing. Like, actually, what have I done? My parents asked me that earlier today, and I'm like, really busy, Mom. Just making a video. Gotta go. And so, I don't know. But I mean, just a couple examples, like sometimes I feel the Lord pushing me to talk to someone, like a stranger, and then I walk up and I say something to them, like whatever I feel like he's pushing me to say. Next thing I know, I'm in this incredible conversation with this person that I didn't know 5 seconds ago, and I like know that the Lord ordained it, and he like pushed me into that, and just to see if I would listen, and I did. And then I get to give him like a spiritual fist bump because I'm like, whoa, you just freaking rocked my socks off. Or I don't know, whatever it is, like just if I feel him pushing me to listen to a song that day or listen to a podcast, and then next thing I know, the Lord gives me a word that someone else told me earlier that day. Like I'm talking like a physical word. Like what happened the other day? Somebody was talking to me about slinkies, and then I heard this thing on a podcast where it was talking about a slinky, and I know that sounds so dumb, but I look at those things as nudges from the Lord. Just him saying, hey, I'm here and I'm doing cool stuff, and it might be behind the scenes right now, but it's about to come into the light, so you just be ready. And that's literally what God and I talk about, and that's been so exciting. Like, my life has been awesome because of that. Not because I'm doing these huge things, not because I'm making millions of dollars, not because I'm even like really doing anything, but because God has seriously become the guiding way in my life. Like, I was gonna say guiding light, but man, that is just so stinking cheesy, but it's so true. Like, I don't know. And so I know so many people who are in this spot, in the same spot as me, and it can be dismal, seemingly. But I promise you, if you step into the waiting, and if you, my friend Haley told me this, that she's learning to wait well, and I think that's so wise. So Haley, thanks for that. Learn to wait well, to just expect so much from the Lord, even though there's not a lot going on. He loves to be challenged like that. He loves like a respectful challenge where you're like, God, I know you're able to do anything in my life right now, so I'm gonna let you do it. And he will step up to the plate, I promise you that. And so, yeah, I'm excited. I don't have a lot going on, but I've just learned what it really looks like to be so content, no matter how much I have, or no matter how much I don't have, no matter what titles I have, like job titles or just leadership positions or ministry options. Like, I could literally God showed me this, I can do nothing right now that will change my standing with him. That means that nothing I do will make me more loved to him, more acceptable to him. I don't have to win a Nobel Peace Prize tomorrow to be just as loved by him as if I like forget to brush my teeth. Whatever. And I could be a hermit in the woods, or a knot on a log, doing absolutely nothing except finding fresh water to drink, and he will love me no more than what he loves me right now. And these analogies are just really kind of spacey, but I mean, I guess that's how my head works. But seriously, I could mess up the worst I've ever messed up tomorrow. Like, I could hurt him in the worst way ever. I could do the biggest sin I've ever done tomorrow, and he's not going to love me any differently than he loves me right now. And that is something that is so hard for me to accept, and so hard for me to understand, because grace is just, it's this supernatural concept that I just really struggle to understand. But he never asked me to fully understand it. He just asked me to accept it. And that's what I'm learning. Just this everyday grace that he renews morning by morning for me. Because I'm going to mess up, but I'm also going to do a lot of good things too, because I love him. But none of that changes my standing with him. None of that changes his feelings for me. I'm still going to be just as loved tomorrow as I am right now, with no makeup on and no brushed hair. And that's just wild. And that's not a love I really can fathom, because I've never had that from a person here on earth. And so, yeah, man, I just hope someone listening finds encouragement from this, because it's taken me a lot to get here, and I'm still learning, and I'm still growing, and I'm still trying to understand that I don't have to do anything. Obviously, I want to. I have huge dreams that you really can't tell right now because I'm making this video in my pajamas by a window. But I really do. I really have big dreams, and I'm gonna do them. But for now, I'm at home with my family, and I'm having a great time. I just watched Little Big Shots on television, and that is a funny show. All those kids are doing way more than I am right now, and that's okay. I didn't learn how to twirl plates at age 5, but I am learning how to wait on the Lord, and that's so exciting. I'm getting to the point of rambling, which means I need to stop. But I really do hope someone finds encouragement from this because, gosh, God has such big plans for me, and he has such big plans for you. And if we're living in the dreams that we have, and we're living in them with authority that we have as children of the Lord, as his son and as his daughters and sons that he's made us to be, not only do we have authority, but we have inheritance, you know? And I'm excited that no matter what I do or don't do, he's gonna put that in front of me. So hey, you keep doing what you're doing. You keep chugging along, or you keep just absolutely crushing what you're doing and just keep getting a win after a win. And even if you have a fail, you know, that's okay. God loves you, and he's going to show you so much grace. Thanks for listening. If you have makeup tips, feel free to not send them my way. I won't listen because makeup's not real. But hey, bye.